everyone, I'm Kayla from the Leadership Collaborative. Welcome to my YouTube channel or my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Today's topic is leader standard work. I've talked a little bit about this before, but I never made like a full-fledged video about it outside of my leader course that I offer. I'm going to be sharing with you some really amazing templates that I have, how to create your leader daily standard work, and how to fill in this leader daily standard work template. So I'm going to be showing you that later in the video. So what is leader standard work? Well, it's a tool that you can use to visualize your days, your weeks, your months, so you can know what you've got going on, be proactive, and level load your schedule if needed, and make tweaks to strive towards perfection. I don't like that word because I'm like a recovering perfectionist myself, but in lean thinking, which is a concept from manufacturing, often used in healthcare and other leadership sectors, striving for perfection means continuous improvement. So with your standard work, what you're striving for is to tweak it to make it better for you each and every week or every day, whatever your cadence looks like for updating it. So I'm going to share with you how to use this. Before I use Leader Daily Standard Work, sometimes I felt like I was at the mercy of my calendar. Have you guys ever felt like that, where you're like, I had a really busy day, but I really have no idea what I accomplished, or this week just flew by, and yet I still have an enormous to-do list. Leader Daily Standard Work helps you hone in on the things that are truly, truly important, helps you focus on getting those things done, and also really confronts you with everything that is a priority for you. So it's a little bit different than looking at just your calendar and being at the mercy of it. What it does is allows you to see a high-level overview and then tweak and perfect and insert time for you to work on strategic projects rather than being at the mercy of your calendar. So I'm excited to talk to you about this today. I actually offer this module as part of my Leader Toolkit course that I give away for free when you join my Leadership Collaborative community. So if you haven't heard, I run a community on a platform called Mighty Networks. It's for leaders. I coach and mentor leaders within this community beyond all of the things I do on social media. And it's a chance for me to get to know you a lot better, help you specifically with anything you have going on, and then for you to meet other leaders to collaborate, hence Leadership Collaborative. So this is part of the course I give you when you join the collaborative. It's actually module 2 called Intentional Time, and I break down Leader Daily Standard Work by going over each section in detail. For example, here's what it looks like when I talk about what to do for the weekly section. So I'm really excited to share this with you. I think at the beginning of this year, it's really important to have our systems and structures in place as well as our mindset so that we can be successful and be proactive. So, all right, next I'm going to show you how to fill this in and how I use it each and every day. So let's go. All right, so let's get started. Here is, again, the PDF that you get when you sign up for my Leadership Collaborative community. This is my little logo. And you get the free course called the Leader Toolkit. And in here, I go in depth about Leader Daily Standard Work. As you can see, I talk about zones of control. So I'll talk a little bit about that, give you a screenshot of Leader Standard Work. And then I break it down by different sections of the Leader Standard Work and tell you how to fill this out and what's worked for me. So that's what I'm going to share with you in this video today. So we'll set this aside. You can get the PDF, obviously hard copy, or just keep it digitally on your digital notebook. I actually, now that I've been working from home with COVID, I've actually been putting this onto my digital planner using a digital PDF. That way I don't have to print anything. You can actually see my printer has a low toner here, but that's okay. I have like several thousand pens over here. Recovering stationery addict as well. And so I kind of need to know, like, are you like team blue pen or team black pen? Put that in the comments. Can you guess which one I am? Blue. So here we go. So this is the Leader Daily Standard Work template. I have it for download in my free resource library if you want to snag it. It comes in an Excel file, and so it's editable for you to go in here, change the fields, and make it your own. You can recreate this in any way that you want. I just have a template ready to go if you want to start using it. The first section we'll talk about is this daily section. So how it's set up is the date, the day of the week. So I work Monday through Friday, and then I have boxes dedicated for morning and night, so AM and PM. And what I have in here are recurring tasks that happen daily or a few days out of the week. And each task has its own section under the day of the week. And in the past, I've had meetings or daily items that happen both in the morning and evening. I don't really have that so much anymore. So if you have a meeting that's just in the morning, you can have a split cell here and just darken out when you don't need to, when you don't have that meeting, and leave a clear space for when you do. So this will make sense as we start filling it out. So the first thing you want to do is think about all of the things that happen every single day. These are your recurring items. So let me talk about these. So I'll skip heartbeat for now. So blood bank DES, or daily engagement system huddle. So this is essentially a huddle for the frontline staff that happens every morning at 7:15. Every morning on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I attend this huddle. During COVID, it's been a lot of, over the phone or by Teams meeting, but I've also been there in person like I was there this week. But regardless, it's every day at the same time. And so on Monday, and this is my real schedule, by the way, for the week of January 11th for 2021. On Monday, once I go to that huddle, I will put an X through it, showing that I actually accomplished that item. Say on Tuesday, I got really busy. For example, I got pulled into another meeting, or perhaps I had to take my daughter to daycare and I missed the meeting. Whatever it is, that's when you put a circle to show that that item was not accomplished. I actually have a hard time putting the circle in because I like to see clear space if something isn't done. Like, I can tell by the X that I've accomplished something, and an empty box to me often means like it didn't happen. So sometimes I just leave it blank. So it's your preference, either a circle or an X if it's not done. So you'd come through here, and as the week goes on, you'd fill this out. Ooh, running out of ink. Good thing I have another pen. So that's how you'd fill that out. And then what you would do at the end of the week, or maybe at the end of each day, I have a reflections box down here. We'll talk more about that later. But you could say, okay, what happened Tuesday morning? Okay, so pulled into manager meeting, COVID, right? That's pretty realistic. Missed huddle. And, this is just like my notes, so I can remember to go back and follow up, or maybe it's to track a pattern. So, for example, if I consistently miss Tuesday's huddle, perhaps it just means that as a leader, maybe I have too full of a schedule on Tuesday, and I'm going to intentionally let my team know that I'll be there every other day of the week, but Tuesdays, it's just too busy for me, and I know that you guys have got it, and I'll hear from you at 8:30 at this huddle, so I'm going to not attend the Tuesday daily engagement huddle at 7:15. Helps you identify patterns in your schedule and things you're constantly not able to get to. So that's the daily section. Just to explain for you guys, heartbeats. So heartbeats for my organization are digital e-cards. So it's essentially a way to send recognition to my staff. And so I put it on here because I love recognizing people, but the heartbeat system, it's an extra portal we have to go to sign into. It requires extra attention and dedicated time. And so I want to be better at sending these on a more consistent basis. So I put it on here that, okay, I want to send heartbeats. I want to send them a couple times a week. I'm going to think of folks who I want to recognize and batch send these e-cards twice a week. So I picked Monday, Tuesday seems to be a good time to do them from the prior week. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday seems like a good time to do heartbeats for things I have observed Monday, Tuesday. Actually, you can see down here, I have a little heartbeats to give section. And this is where I might just write in the name of a staff member. So for example, pretend this is someone else. But if I wanted to recognize one of my staff, I would put their name there. Put my sister's name. Okay, so that's what that's for. So you can customize that. If you want to recognize your staff in whatever way, you can make spot for recognition. Anything that you want to improve on or do more of or track and trend, it's a great idea to put it in your Leader Daily Standard work, because then it's visually called out for you to say, okay, am I doing it or am I not? It's pretty clear. This one's called email. So I have it called email RDS inbox. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know my beef with email. I just feel like it's not the best way to communicate, but it's something that must be done. I also find that I like to know what's going on in my email, but I don't always have the energy to respond. Maybe I'm one of those people that needs time to think about my response before replying. And I'm also trying something on new this year, which is called slow is bold, which means just being more thoughtful, planful, and sometimes if you wait long enough, emails get answered by someone else. But RDS is a system I created to help myself do better with email. So R stands for read, D stands for do, and S stands for sort. So I used to get stuck in this trap where I would be in my inbox. I'd have my email open all day long. And I won't lie, this is still sort of how I operate. However, what I've tried to do over time, and it's been slipping away as I've been doing more COVID work, and that's why I have it on my standard work to help myself, is that whenever I'm actually in my inbox, that when I read an email, I read it, and then I do something with it, or I sort it. So it either means I read it and I respond, or I sort it, which means I file it in a folder. As a manager and a leader, I get a lot of emails where I'm CC'd, carbon copied, which means I don't really need to do anything. It's just for awareness. So I get a lot of emails that I just require energy, but don't always require action. So those emails are the ones that tend to just sit around in my inbox because I open it, I'm like, great, no action needed, and I forget about it. That's how you get an inbox with several thousand emails just hanging out. So I tried to create folders that aren't too complex so that I can sort them. And you notice I have just one big box here for AM and PM. It's just the whole thing. So I have played around with the amount of time I've given myself to do the RDS system. I find most days I can tackle the day's worth of emails in about 30 minutes if I'm super strategic, super focused, and I'm only doing email. And so I just have it here once a day. So I tell myself, okay, once a day I'm deep diving into my email. Lately it's more like AM and PM, so I might split this up. But that's sort of the beauty of this template, is you can tweak it for your needs. So maybe I'm feeling like, okay, once a day isn't enough. I can just split this box here and I can do it twice a day. It's not a big deal. And then I can redo the template for next week. So that's my solution for email. I hope that helps a little bit if you're like, I hate email. All right, so the next section we want to talk about is the weekly section. So these are weekly recurring meetings and things that come up, for me at least, every other week, because I don't have like an every other week section. Or it's me meeting with myself during the week, making time for myself. So I'll show you what that looks like. So for example, I still have the same dates, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this week happens to be a week where we get paid on Friday, so I have to approve time cards on Monday. My team meets twice a week to talk through anti-racism, equity, and inclusion, and so we have that Mondays and Wednesdays. We have a Safe Trace expansion meeting on Mondays, which is essentially our blood bank computer system. I have a meeting with my blood supplier every Monday. My cell therapy lab is working on it has a lot of growth going on in the area. We have a lot of extra work going on, and which is awesome. So we're expanding. So these first things are, well, actually, this one's sort of a thing for myself. These three things are meetings. This thing, the staffing S-bar, is really something that I set aside time for myself on Monday. So on my calendar, I'd go and I would schedule a time slot for myself to work on writing this S-bar. So this is essentially a meeting with myself. Everything you have on here should correspond to something that's on your calendar. So I'm essentially dedicating time for myself to work on strategic projects. So we haven't talked about the Leave Happy Tasks box yet. So I used to be the queen of to-do lists. When I was a supervisor, I had so many projects where I was doing the work myself. I used to have like notebook pages of to-do lists of things that like future projects or ideas I wanted to get done. And guess what? I got a lot of the stuff done, and a lot of that stuff sat on the list for a long time because it wasn't possible to accomplish with all the other things I had to get done, with the other priorities in my life at the time. And of course, those priorities change. So what I decided was, okay, I need to be more intentional with the things I get done each day. So I created something that calls the Leave Happy Tasks. And essentially, what are Leave Happy Tasks? Well, they are tasks, to-dos, or things I want to do during the day that if I get them done, I can leave work happy. So I obviously working from home with COVID, I'm not like leaving my home, but I am powering down my computer and I'm finishing my work. And if I get that stuff done, I'm happy. If I'm going into the office and I can accomplish anything that's on my Leave Happy tasks, I'm happy. I find as leaders, we've got so much going on, and guess what? We're so hard on ourselves. We leave for the day and we're like, that wasn't enough. There's always more to do. We always feel dissatisfied, even though our efforts are good and we've been doing so much work. So I thought, okay, give yourself more grace, be more specific, and do less. You know, priorities used to be a singular word before the turn of the century, and now it's plural. And I think we should go back to singular. But of course, I still have 3 boxes because the overachiever in me is like, you can't just have 1 box. But guess what? Some days you only have 1 Leave Happy task because maybe it's a large task, or maybe it's a Thursday and I've got a lot, or a Tuesday and I already have a lot going on. I'm probably not going to have like a separate project for myself on those days where it's a really crazy day. I mean, even Wednesday actually looks like a light day, but these meetings start at noon and end at 3:30. So that's the whole last half of my day. And all of these go till 10 o'clock. So I really have 2 hours to get all of this stuff done on Wednesday. It's a pretty crazy day. So, for example, back to the cell therapy staffing S-bar. This on Monday would be my priority, and it would be my Leave Happy task. Can't talk and write at the same time. So honestly, this is a big thing for me. I'm growing with my team. My team is relying on me to get this done. I'm going to feel so happy if I get this done. If I accomplish this on Monday, I can leave so happy, and I can just be very pleased with myself and give myself a little bit of a break. So that is what this is. When I'm done with it, I'll come here. So one-on-one people engagement log. So rounding with my folks, I have to document it. So it's a visual reminder to go into a separate document and document that. Anything that has one-on-one is a one-on-one meeting with one of my direct reports or with my boss. So I have a lot of them scheduled for Tuesdays. I like to batch like meetings. So that might be a tip for you. It helps me stay in the same mode if I'm doing the same thing all in one day. So I don't know if that helps you, but that's why I have most of my one-on-ones on Tuesday. Lean Bronze portfolio. So this is a strategic goal for myself. I'm getting a certification in Lean, and I have to put a portfolio together. So I set aside dedicated time every week to work on this project. It got paused while COVID was happening, so I need to re-pick that up. So that's really important. So that probably is going to go on here, one project documented for my portfolio. Sorry, my handwriting is kind of bad right now. And then, the rest are just standard meetings, operations meeting, laboratory information system meetings, A3, which is a project template, shared 2020 savings dashboard, stuff like that. So that's what goes in your weekly section. So let's talk about the monthly section now. So it's similar to the weekly. Basically, it's recurring monthly meetings or any standard work that you have to do on a monthly basis that you're just not used to doing every day or every week. So for example, at the top of every month, I have to look at the previous month's budget. And January is exceptional because we're actually looking at the December budget and we're closing out the entire year of 2020. So normally I'm looking at the budgets a lot sooner, workday 4, workday 6, that's what WD is. But they're not closing it until workday 10. So on workday 10, I need to have my final reviews submitted. But I want to look at it early so I'm not caught off guard on Friday. So that's what proactive leadership looks like, kind of setting aside time ahead of time, anticipating what could happen on Friday. So once I do my workday 6 review, I'll cross it off, workday 10 review. So you can have little sub tasks in here if you want. These are monthly meetings so that I don't want to forget. And, sometimes I have extra space left. So I can write something in if I have something that comes up. So feel free to leave extra space for yourself to add in anything that comes up as the week goes on. I promise you, unplanned work is going to happen. And say I have a really crazy day on Tuesday or Thursday. Feel free to just be nothing. I don't have any leave happy tasks. Or what you can do is my leave happy tasks is be present with my people. So if I have a crazy day, one thing that really grounds me and helps me, even if I'm not feeling productive, is that a good leader gives their time and energy to their folks so they can accomplish their goals. So as long as I'm fully present, not multitasking in meetings with my team, and I'm giving them my attention, I can leave happy for the end of the day. All right, so let's quickly finish up. I already talked about heartbeats. I already talked about reflections. Someone says something inspirational in a meeting or there's a quote I love that I've read, I put it down here. And then, I don't know, sometimes I just have ideas in meetings and I just like to be fun in my standard work. So I, call it spark, greatness, leadership thoughts. You can call it whatever you want. Maybe you have an idea for savings idea. Right now we're transitioning to different tests for fetal hemoglobins. I might write down, remind myself to explore this idea. And then, of course, reminders and notes. I know that's a lot. So this template I give you allows you to customize your standard work. You can legit write this on a piece of paper, a notebook paper, your bullet journal, whatever you want. Here's a tip. When I used to work on site a lot more, because I only wanted to be in my inbox to check email and nothing else so I don't get distracted, I realized this was hard because my calendar at that time was also in my email client. So what I would do is on the back, I would actually take a screenshot of my calendar and print it out so that I didn't have to go in my email to see what meetings do I have coming up and what time, because you'll notice I don't put times here just because they often don't fit. Actually, it looks like the way I've abbreviated things here, I could put times here. So you can certainly do that, or you can just print out your schedule so you can see where you're at for the week. But now we have Microsoft Teams, so my calendar is actually separate from Outlook, which is amazing. So I don't always have to be in my email to know my schedule. And then I would just physically carry this around with me to meetings. I have an iPad, so I often love using my digital planner. I have my own digital planner. You can just import this into your digital planner as a PDF, and then it's reusable. So you could actually go in, edit this file, take out the dates, and then you could also leave these blank if you wanted, and then you could just handwrite them in each week. You can do the same thing if you're going to print them out. So there's so many ways to customize this, and I hope this really helps you see a high-level overview of your days, helps you gain control of your schedule, and be a more proactive leader. And then you can save these and look back and see how much you've accomplished throughout the year. All right, guys, I hope that helped you so much. I know Leader Standard Work changed the way I work. It helped me be so much more productive and more successful, happier with the work that I was doing. So if you like this video, please give it a like, share it with somebody if you think they'll find it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Talk soon.